Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library Foundation has invited us out for an exclusive screening of his documentary, The Decolonization of Africa. Now, this one was filmed across several parts of Africa and the UK and commissioned by Olusegun himself. Let's find out what Africans think about it and their hope and prayer for our future. Let's get into it.
In this documentary, a lot came out, but the role of Nigeria in specific terms, you know, the fact that Nigeria, every working Nigeria at that time paid anti-apartheid tax. It was like a pay as you earn, deducted from source. The South Africans don't know it. The Nigerians don't know it. You understand that? The first black South African pilots, as far as I know, were trained in Nigeria. You know, so many things like that. But because there was a news blackout in South Africa, the South Africans don't know. And then even the Nigerians don't have that detail. I hear, you know, many of the young people saying, oh, the older generation didn't fight. But I see them as keypad warriors. We fought. Those before us fought. And one thing is that we always, people of my generation and before me, we want to hear what the others, the elders did. You see, this documentary is about what the elders did so that we can stand on their shoulders and do more.
I'll be honest, I believe my generation has failed the upcoming generation. We failed our children's generation. We were given a much better country and continent than what we have, what we are passing over to them. So I would say we need to be more reflective of what we have and be less selfish. Our leaders, well, not everyone, but in general, African leadership has been selfish. They've been thinking about just what they get, not what benefits the generality of the people.
It's unfortunate that the story around Africa is not being told or well told, right? And that is what Decolonization of Africa has succeeded in doing, to put out some historical information around Africa and to also tell our own stories from our own point of view. You know, because the narrative is extremely important.
History is a gift. Without the gift of history, you don't have the clarity of tomorrow. And so we need more young people, you know. And the other thing that came to my mind while I sat there, I believe very much in Africa. I speak, I act, I do a lot of things that seeks to help us collaborate to compete as opposed to competing against one another. Let's expand the pie by collaborating and then competing globally in innovation, with our resources, with our human capital and talent and so on and so forth.
That consciousness of being free, being able to govern ourselves, being able to extricate ourselves from the stranglehold of foreigners gives us satisfaction. Of course, Africa could be better. There's a whole lot of areas where improvements are needed, economic development, improvement of quality of life, and several other areas. But the satisfaction of being able to govern ourselves is unquantifiable.
We've come a long way and we're getting there, and we have to stay steadfast, we have to stay strong. Home, there's nothing like home. We can all live anywhere around the world that we want to, but there's really nothing like home. And I'm a proud Nigerian. I'm proud that I'm home, and I'm proud that, you know, I'm doing my own little bit to grow the space that I'm in. So yeah, try and come home, the ones that are not here. And
My takeaway from this for young leaders is to find out what your nation is doing right and keep doing it. We're looking forward to the 6-packed series coming out soon called The Decolonization of Africa. And you know what they say, history is a lesson, so maybe this might define our future. My name is Sam Dandy. Let's get out of here.